Yes guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have a very special guest, the man, the myth, the legend. Good morning.
Morning, I'm Cam. I'm here in Dubai. I own Evolve Sports Massage. I am a previous sprinter, so my events are 200 and 400 meters. If you want to check out my PBs, go on Power of 10, but they are 22.52 and 51.4. Now this is actually the first time I've been back on the track for a very long time. So yeah, here to help Simon out for this session. Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's going to be an interesting one. I don't think I've ever in my life done a full send 400 meters, so I have no idea what to expect. But the reason I wanted to get Cam on was, one, to put me through a bit of a challenge and see what's in the tank, but secondly, as running's becoming more and more popular, I think it's important that people actually maximize their potential. So how can we warm up effectively? How can we think about running efficiency effectively? And that's what Cam's here to run us through.
Yeah, it's all about, again, the running sphere around the world has just grown, and it's about running safely, running correctly, preventing injury, which is what I do. And if people can do these things very efficiently and effectively from the start, injuries won't follow after, which is the best thing for me as well.
It's funny because normally you're inflicting pain on me through a massage. Now he's going to be inflicting a different type of pain.
It's psychological pain in the 400.
So mate, I am completely in your hands. If we were going to do a full send 400, I think let's pre-frame this. I have no idea what a good time would potentially be. What for me, obviously I sent you a load of times. What do you think I should be aiming for?
So looking at your data previously, I did speak about it roughly, and we said, if you get anything sub 1 minute, I will be like, I'll eat my socks, I swear. Okay. But based on your times, we're looking at anything between like 1 minute 10 to 1 minute 18. Okay, around that sphere, based on your previous splits. Okay. I think you can go faster.
I think I can go faster.
That's just the rough data from what you've given me before, but I know some of the
they're in repeats and stuff, rather than just a one-hour
but effort. I genuinely think, because I've seen you run before, I've seen how strong you are, you have got that previous experience of putting a shift in as well. I genuinely think you can go faster in and around that 1 minute time. So it will be, I'm very curious to see as to what you come out with. So
I've done a few 100s and 200s in my time, but never a 4, so this will be interesting.
Listen, it's physical and psychological pain, so yeah. I'm very excited to see. I honestly think, like I said before, you've got very good mechanics or it all, but it's good to go over how we can make things better, not just for yourself, but other people as well. So yeah,
absolutely. So where do we start?
Sweet, mate. Right, ideally, we just want to be able to get our bodies moving. So what I'm going to be doing, I want to take you through, because it's a flat 4, I'm going to be talking and going through the whole competition process, so as if it's a competition warm-up. Yep. Normally, I personally would skip. Just put it out there, everyone's competition warm-up is different, but we all follow the roughly kind of same framework, particularly when it comes to drills. So normally what I would do, I just do a normal, just a quick lap, 400 meter lap, just get everything nice and warm, nice and loose, and we just start on with the drills further down here.
Sweet, let's get it.
Right, so we've just done a quick lap, warm-up. So the next part of the warm-up that we do is just to get our central nervous system firing. So a lot of this stuff is basically flossing. Again, everything that we do is a backside mechanics. We're all driving forward from rear end, so getting that central nervous system primed and ready before we start doing technical drills. Leave it technical just before we start running, and then apply that to strides and so on, because we want to be doing them just pre-run, so we know, right, we can remember this muscle memory, we can remember the form and technique that we need to be in. All right, so first one, just need to be on our bottoms. It's very simple. Make sure you get a good angle, Jade.
We are stiff.
We are stiff. So really, it's just, again, flutter kicks. So the first set, we're just going to be going all the way over, and what we want is we just kick him. If you have nice deep stretch that into your hamstring as well.
My hamstrings haven't bent this way in a while.
Okay, and now we're just just resting there. Okay, if we get our toes to the ground, that's great, but we'll just get that nice deep stretch.
Not a chance.
Okay, and back up. You can use your hands for support. Getting lower each time. And relax, good. Next ones, we're just doing, side to side, horizontal foot kicks, so.
Is this actually the warm-up, or are you just saying, Simon, let's make Simon look like a twat?
Mate, we're in it together. It's not just you, it's me as well.
Sunning our arseholes.
And just hold again. Nice deep stretch, go all the way through our back. One more time, side to side.
Joe's like, what is going on?
And relax. Oh, okay, it's been a while since I've done that. Again, it's not so much static stretching. We're just keeping it dynamic as much as possible.
I feel like my neck.
Yeah. Next one. All we do is just world's greatest stretch. So semi-static, obviously static, but we're just doing the movements as well. Okay, very much getting nice and low. Or just arms through.
Oh, interesting. The other hand.
Yeah. See, in the UK, if you're doing this at a competition, you'd be doing this like pretty intensely on like a few good rounds.
Yeah.
Swap. Because of the weather.
So warm here.
It's so warm here, it's humid, you don't really need that. So you just need it to whatever's comfortable. As long as you're warm and ready,
you're
fine.
It's more just actually priming muscles rather than actually warming up.
Yeah. It's just making sure everything's all primed, like you said. It's because the last thing we want are anything pulled. Okay. And again, like when it comes to a warm-up, it's literally what works best for you. I've had a couple warm-ups throughout my time competing. It's just, you know, we got given a framework. It's like, this doesn't work, take this out. This works, put this in. You know, it's just what works for you. It's comfortable. It gets you ready. You know, I know people that do extremely short warm-ups because they don't need anything more than that. But others need more.
So much of it is more so like you having confidence going into it rather than
it's having the confidence to go into it thinking you are ready. And there's so many different factors. Like weather is just one massive factor as well. This is actually really good conditions to be running in, although for weather. You won't think it.
So sweaty.
Right, last one for such note. Just cat cow. So arching the back. And from there, they're the core main ones that we do. And you know, if people want to add any more in, that's fine. As long as that, you know, you're feeling that stretch down your central nervous system and the sciatic nerve and
hamstrings,
stuff. And your hamstrings, you know, that's the main thing. I sometimes do a bit extra on my back, so just coming down. Just for me, it's just my back personally, just to make sure I'm getting that crack. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hello. Good morning.
So it's static, but again, you just start swinging. Keeping it dynamic. Lateral activation.
I think people think that some warm-up has to be some crazy long fancy thing, but in reality
it doesn't.
It needs to be the right things.
It just needs to be the right things. And for me, when we're warming up, if you can't do this, it's the technical stuff that we're going to do on it, and it's a lot of coordination. But with that coordination, it applies to so many different other things as well, which people can find useful for. So that's the central nervous system done. Okay, we should be nice and primed, ready. Now, what I like to do is now, between this and the technical stuff, just have a bit of a shakeout. So literally just from the line, 20 meter small drive, and then what we'll start doing is we get started with the technical stuff. So just nice and easy, just a nice easy stride, just to shake our legs out. Okay. This one.
Definitely need to put strides in that back into just with all the easy stuff, just running efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to warming up, or people doing any sort of, if you've never ran before and you're coming in doing a 5K, just doing strides. Doing some strides after drills and priming yourself is a great thing to do, because it's reinforcing mechanics after you've done drills, and a lot of people forget about that.
Yeah.
Right. We tend to do is we just tend to.
Have I still got coordination?
Have I still got coordination? I tend to do it like on the cuff, but again, I normally start from feet up.
Yep.
Okay, turns into very quick dynamic stuff very quickly. So at the moment, it's things like, you know, slow reinforcement. Make sure we're on the balls of our feet. So at the moment, the first one is like cocky walks. So we're on the balls of our feet. We'll only go to the yellow line, and we'll come back after. And all we're doing is just making sure we've got that good dorsiflexion. And we've not got complete plantar, but yeah,
striking back underneath us.
Because one thing I see the most, particularly in beginner distance runners, is that heel striking, the lack of strength in around the calves, tibialis, to be able to even hold the position and strike on the balls of the feet. And this is like a great movement to be able to help people with that. And it also reinforces that when we're running, we're also striking exactly a bit underneath us, not too far in front, and it's that same particular pattern of movement.
So would you say that's why a lot of beginner runners get injured, is just that
overstride. One thing I obviously, particularly with injuries, is that overstriding, heel striking, that mid strike, and particularly some people see a lot on treadmills as well, because you're shortening your stride quite by a lot, is where the block.
Yeah.
Everything, recipe for disaster for tight calves, shin splints, Achilles knee issues, it all just backs up. So just simple, like, it's very easy. You can literally just do it on your way. And this is just one of the beginner exercises that we do as well.
So people think running is just running, but there's a big difference between running and actually running effectively and efficiently. And if you
there's running and then there's running.
Yeah, it's like there's training and then there's exercising and then there's training.
Yeah.
Big difference.
Big difference. Okay, same again. And again, if you want to progress something as easy as this and all these drills, okay, another thing that I normally see is people sat low on the hips. Would be like breathing in nice and tall, diaphragm up. You'll sometimes, if you're at the track, you'll hear a lot of coaches shout, hips up, and you're like, how do I get my hips up? It's just like breathe up and just bringing in the diaphragm so you're nice and tall when you're running, because particularly when you're sat in a position, you've got backside mechanics coming through, nothing's smooth whatsoever. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is like the next part of the, when we're talking about A-skips, but we're not straight into so basically it's walking high knees.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a good beginner exercise for people to be able to want to do the A-skips. It reinforces the technique that we need. And if you have got a coach or if you are videoing yourself, it enables you to look back and think, right, this is what I need to improve on. So it's very nice and easy. We need to be making sure we're looking forward, nice and tall. We're not going to be coming up on our toes this time. Okay, so the first step, all we're doing is marching a walk, okay? Making sure everything's nice and stable. Okay, dorsiflex action with our feet coming up, okay? And it all is reinforcement of technique to be able to apply when we're running.
So all of this seems so basic for so many people, but there's a phrase I use with my clients all the time. It's just world-class basics.
Yeah.
Like, you don't become an elite athlete, very good at whatever you're doing by doing the fancy stuff. It's just being absolutely world-class and never missing the basics.
Repetitive stuff like this. Like when I was coached kids, from the age of 5, 6, from the start. They might be a bit messy doing an A-skip, that's fine, but as long as they're getting the rough mechanics down and they can be refined later on, messy's not bad, okay? It gives you areas where you might need to tweak in the future, and everyone's got their own style of running, but the basics still apply. Everyone needs to know the basics and it applies to everybody. Yep. Okay, this time, again, same marching A-skip, but we're just gonna go on our balls off feet this time, so we're just gonna roll on, okay?
So just putting a little bit more speed into it, essentially.
A bit more speed, that's all we're doing.
I really feel like my calves are going to be like, what have you done? What have you done to me tomorrow? Just haven't even sprinted all out sprinted in a long time.
I think last time I sprinted or just did a lap, I think it was like 2.5 years ago. I think I did a bend and I pulled my calf. So this is the one I've been talking about, the A-skip. This is the one that everybody does. It's the reinforcement technique. Okay, so when it comes down to coordination, people have just got it, and you can learn it. You just need to watch. And for me, it's quite hard to explain. So again, if you just start off bouncing.
Yep.
Okay. And if you look how I'm bouncing, my heels aren't dropping.
Yep.
So it's exactly the same as the cocky walks. Okay. Yep. So we're still bouncing on the balls of our feet. Okay. And in this position, all you're going to do is bring your knee up. And you can take your time as much as you want with that. And then it actually goes on and progresses. Okay. Now, when I'm coming through, we want to make sure we're not doing any of this. Okay, we want to go A to B, A to B, not A, B, C to Z. Okay.
So we're not cycling through.
We're not cycling through. We're just up and down, nice and quick. Okay, because again, off the floor, that's what we want when we're running. Ground force reaction, bang, bang, bang. Okay, but even in a warm up like this, we're still, it's comfortable. We're just learning the mechanics, okay? Off we go.
Had to think about that. It's been a long time. I was lucky because through rugby, tennis, I was taught a lot of these drills. But even me, like as a coach, 10 years coaching, done a lot of athletic endeavours for not to blow my own trumpet here or anything, but to show that even I forget to do these things.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the, I hear that all the time when people are like, I haven't got time. I'm like, I get it, people are busy, but if you've got time and you're waking up early in the morning to do a 5K, make the time, because you're already doing so much anyway.
Realistically, you put all this together, once you've learned, it might take you a while the first time, but you're probably less than 10 minutes.
You literally, if you're in a rush, even if you do one stride, couple of strides, apply some of the technical drills, you can do it in a 10, 15 minute warm up.
Yeah.
And you know, that's all it takes out your day. And from that, you're learning to run more effectively, more efficiently, and you're reducing your injury risk as well.
I know anyone who's watching this isn't just training for the sake of training, they're training to achieve a result and actually do it with purpose.
Yes. I feel like that's a lot of people do. I'll just go out for a run. If you've got a high rocks, you've got a marathon, do it with intent, train with the purpose, put the work in. You already are, just don't let yourself fall short.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, one more air skip, and then we'll just go on to the Bs and whatnot, and then after this we'll go on to the single leg stuff. Okay, and go.
And don't forget to use your arms, because I know so many people just.
And plus, once you do it, your body is just on autopilot. Like I've not sprinted at 2025. I've not done a competition since 2021. It's 4 or 5 years.
Long time.
Yeah, long time. Okay, so next one, we've gone from A, we're going to go to B. Now, B skips, the one thing I do see a lot of people do is the kick out too far in front.
Yeah.
Okay, when we kick, there's a few ways to do it. You'll see, and it's, in terms of opinion, you'll see people kicking out in front, which is great because I feel like you do get that stretch of that sciatic nerve, that central nervous system, you really overreaching. However, for me, I just think it promotes really bad habits of you going further out. Overreaching. Now, when you're doing it, you can kick out and you want to be making sure you're striking underneath you, but I'm more of a fan of like a partial B skip.
Yeah.
So you're not kicking all the way out to full extension, but you're kicking out.
And getting that strike underneath you.
You're kicking out underneath you. So again, very similar to A skip.
Okay. So same movement, we're just kind of pulling that full up.
Yes.
This is, I'm going to put it out here now. This is the one that I felt a little bit like,
No, even me,
when I was trying to do it. I feel like I'm in the club, mate.
Because one thing I do see is, particularly people running out, when they're running, the backside mechanics, they're just overreaching.
Yeah.
And like sticking out, like pelvic tilt and posteriorly.
So if I show people from the side, is that they'd look like this? Ah.
Yeah.
I can't even do it. Yeah.
It's
where they need to be out in front of you, knee up.
Yeah.
Claw back underneath them.
So I'd say everyone try both ways. You can get full extension. I tend to prefer a bit of a close partial, but it gives people the option. But the main priority is like make sure you're just landing underneath yourself. That's the main thing that we want. Okay, we've got 2 more, and then we've got
into there, but then we're just
pick for the gram.
Just putting her fast.
Good, mate. Yeah, really good.
So just putting a bit more speed into it. What I noticed so different with yourself is just how a front side you are. It's heel here, rather than that cycle.
Backside. I mean, I was thinking about this the other day, and it's when we're looking at like sprint mechanics and long distance mechanics, very, very different. But ultimately, the foundations are all the same.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
They're just probably exaggerated on both ends of the spectrum.
Some of the distance runners, like particularly that do track on 1500 meters, the stride length that they have is unbelievable. Good. Nice, man. It's just getting that fast twitch.
Everything we're doing here is just slowly speeding up.
Yeah, that's it. So just imagine we've gone from like nice easy cocky walks, walking A skips, B skips have now started to take progression, and now it's like something like quicker, firing.
I can feel my nerves raising.
That's it. The last one I don't know what we do. So this is another technical one I think people really need to know about because it helps with turnover and it helps with cadence as well. So similar to what I said, and it's putting everything we've done into kind of like a build-up phase as well, into a stride. So these are called dribbles. So dribbles you can do over a 30, however meter period that you want to do, okay? So if I'm further back here, all we're doing is rotating. So think about you're on a bike, okay? So you're on a bike and all you're doing is, I don't even think I can do this right now. So you're rotating around, okay?
Never done this one.
Okay. And if you notice, you're making small circles and the circles get bigger and bigger. Round, think about, Good, good. Doing the sprint. When that foot placement comes down, by the time that foot is down, you want that knee to be next to you when you're coming through.
Okay. I feel my hip flexors.
I've not felt them in years. Only every time I feel them is on the Stairmaster. Just bring that left leg round, that's it. Toes up, good. Stride left, mate, that's all we've got. Yeah. So, this is one that you know before, when it comes to doing plyometric work as well. Now, people watching, I feel plyometric's good for everybody, particularly those who are really want to progress at an advanced level. Obviously yourself with the rugby that we did, myself with the athletics, it's just explosive power. But I just want to point out one of the main mistakes when I see it, particularly in some of the high level guys going from a box. So when people jump in, people jump, but they'll land on the toes. Please, 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 please don't.
No Michael Jackson.
No Michael Jackson. Okay, we want to keep everything explosive and we want to keep everything like, and I know this again might sound contradictory, but if we've got a lot of force coming up, there's a lot of force coming down, particularly with our weight. And if all that force goes down on our toes or balls of our feet, that's going to cause issues. Now, if we land flat-footed, the surface area of that weight equals out. So ideally, if we do one explosive pogo, we're coming up, okay, I've landed flat-footed, took the load in with my knees. Now, the point of plyometrics, again, explosive power, repetitive action, we want to be reducing ground force contact time. So you're really good at doing pogos, actually. So even if it's small ones, nice and prepped.
And the goal is as little time on the floor as possible.
As little time on the floor as possible, because if you're coming in doing a plyometric jump, defeats the object. Okay.
Yeah.
Good, mate.
It's a question. I see some people do them like with hands.
Yeah.
And some people do them. Is that just preference?
That's just preference. I know people that do that. It's just whatever's comfortable with them, and then really it's again different ways. There's so many different ways to do plyometrics. My preference now are double legs because my knees are no longer stable to do single legs.
Yep.
Because I'm old.
For me, if I consistently do pogos, I would do them like between sets, even in the gym.
Yeah.
How much more resilient, I think is the word, my body feels when I run, just because I'm conditioning that impact.
I think that's one of the main things where, if you look at things like shin splints, and there's so many different variables when it comes to shin splints and knee issues, where the trainers on your feet, does it, you know, do they suit how you run? How you run in the first place, conditions on the ground, you know, the volume and load that you're doing, everything plays a massive factor, whereas having things like plyometrics, again, makes it resilient, just reinforces everything going forward. Yeah. So now, just done a couple of plyos. Now, mate, it's just a couple of fast 30s, and then psychologically prime yourself to do the 400.
Yep.
Okay, so just, what we want is
30s like the...
Not the first line, the second line. Don't go too far, because again, we're still priming. So we're just getting nice, we've done the work now, technically. Okay, it's just getting that mind frame of like, right, this is a 4.
Prepare to die.
Prepare to die, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt. But you're really good at getting in that zone. You are locked in. I've seen you do it before, you can get there. And it's just getting in that mind frame of like, right. You're switching on. You're putting everything together. This is how we drive. This is everything that we're meant to do. This is meant to be fast now, okay? So again, just to the second line, just nice and quick. You just want to be thinking fast now. Yeah, pull up, good. Slowly come up, ease off, and then we're ready to go. Drive. Pull. It's comfortable.
Yeah.
If you're doing a flat out sprint,
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Yeah, and it's also a bit drier.
So when we're coming through, hard to around 50-60 meters.
Yeah.
But you've got a really good 20. So hit hard and you're just holding on, hold it. And now when they're in the back straight, I mean, see where the wind's at? Right, you've got a bit of a headwind to the back. So don't fight the headwind, just, you know, keep the cadence. Go! Knees up! Hold! Hold! Start winding it up! Good side. It's actually doing really well. That's it, come on! Breathe and relax, come on! Mate, get up, breathe. Good job, mate, go on. Mate, you look really strong on that back straight and coming around, and even on the home straight here.
It's the last 100.
I held it together though, leg form wise, held it together. What do you think you got?
58.
58.8, mate. Sub 1 minute.
Guys, there we have it. 400 meters in 58.
58.8.
58.8. I will take that. Actually, I'm happy with that. Sub 60 was
That was a goal. The data says one thing, but I was like, yeah, you definitely got sub 60 in.
Because I think I ran like a 104 after a track session.
Yeah.
There was a few of us running there as well, so there's probably a little bit more competition. But mate, massive thank you to you.
No worries, man.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, no, honestly, you technically you've always been really good. So I really hope that people will be able to watch the video and, you know, just take snippets of that and just apply that to their own warm up, their own training, and just progress and just prevent injury, really, because that's, you know, from my perspective, that's the one thing that I wanted to get across as well.
Absolutely. A good athlete is a fit athlete, and a fit athlete can train, and an athlete who can train can get fitter, stronger, faster. But where can people find out more about you, connect with you if they want? Yeah,
so you can connect to me on Instagram at Evolve Sports Massage. So if you want any advice, whether it's in regards to running or any technical drills in regards to running or just overall recovery, which is my job, just drop me a message on Evolve Sports Massage on Instagram.
Absolutely. I'll leave Cam's link and things in the description. I'll leave the notes on the warm up and everything. My mouth is so dry, it's ridiculous. But also train hard, get shit done, and if you like the video, subscribe for more.